Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marvel Bishop, and you are listening to and watching the Lab Podcast series. Appreciate everybody for listening, the YouTube viewership, the LinkedIn, the Instagram viewership. Everybody appreciates the support. Before we start, I want to give my condolences and my love and support to the family of Mr. Emmanuel Lubin. I believe about a week and a half ago, he lost his life in a car crash. I did not know him, but I know a lot of people, especially the FIU family, the FIU football family, was definitely affected by that, and many people that I know too. So thoughts and prayers to them. All right, so appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you. Man, it's been a minute since I did this, honestly. I did a lab podcast series, honestly. So I'm really, really excited. So before we do start, I would love to, starting to my left, if you could please introduce yourself. Don't be nervous. Introduce yourself. Tell me your name, your profession, a little bit about yourself, and let's get going.
Hey guys, my name is Cindy Marcelin. I am 37 years old. It's Leo season.
Hey.
I did not tell you to do that. I did not tell you to.
It's Leo season. I am a full-time educator. I teach U.S. history, U.S. government, and I am also a part-time spin instructor. Married, 2 kids, so I'm hella busy.
Gotcha.
And I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Miss Christina.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Christina Specos. I'm 39 years old. I'm from Philadelphia originally. Former college strength coach turned now entrepreneur in the online space. So lots of online fitness coaching, nutrition counseling, and then mindset, I think, is the biggest thing.
Nice. Good. Mr. R. I always do that.
Yeah,
man.
you do always do that. For the few that don't know who I am, I'm Ronald Wayne. I'm 35. I'm a photographer based out here in Miami. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and I'm excited to be here. I think This is we've done so many podcasts now.
This is our third
third now.
podcast,
Yeah.
second lab podcast series episode. So number one, I think I said, appreciate everybody for coming through. So I feel like one of the things that we definitely do have in common is obviously health, fitness, taking care of our bodies, or at least in the process of taking care of our bodies. Now, within this group, we have a couple entrepreneurs, we have a couple freelancers, and I feel like one of the biggest, I guess, topics we have in our culture, or in our society, is that a lot of people don't really take health into consideration, especially when they're entrepreneurs or freelancers. They make excuses. Me, for example, I've been doing that too. I mean, I have been in a place where I have really, really trying to get a hold of my health, and this is probably like maybe the 5th time over me living that I'm trying to get this thing together. Mm-hmm. So I want to start with you.
Okay.
From your expertise, because I believe we met a long time ago at Venture Cafe,
Yes.
and you were doing not a podcast, but an event,
a little speaking
event, basically on health and fitness when it comes to busy entrepreneurs and freelancers. So my question to you is why do people make excuses when it comes to their health when they are an entrepreneur or they are a freelancer? Why do they have those mental shackles to them? What do you think? What is the problem that we have today?
Oh, man, I love that question because I feel as though there's so many different angles to it, so I'll keep it short. But I think we actually talked about this during my presentation at CIC. The first thing is mindset. I think that a lot of, specifically entrepreneurs, executives that are busy, don't take the time for themselves for a couple reasons. One of it, I think, is business driven. If they don't understand that there is addition by subtraction, and by taking out an hour out of their day from the hustle and bustle to make themselves better, they will go farther. So to take a step back and say, I'm going to take time from something that may, in their mind, be perceived as revenue generating to contribute to their health, it's actually going to keep them going longer. But I think they're too scared to not go hard or grind. And now when you look at business coaches are telling you, you need to have time blocked off for you. You need to be able to be okay with taking a day to recharge. Or a business coach will tell another, client of theirs, you're not allowed to work after 6. Especially in the online space, you can work 24/7. I've done that. I was up till 1, 2 o'clock last night just because I thought I had to. And then at some point, you just get unproductive. So the first thing I think is just the go hard mentality. You got to grind, you got to grind. And I believe in working hard. I grew up in that kind of culture, but I think working smarter and looking down the line is best. And then the second thing is look at the profile of a stereotypical entrepreneur. They're the boss. The ego. They don't want to listen to somebody who's going to make them do something that's uncomfortable or possibly embarrassing in a public space. And I've worked with entrepreneurs in person, and some of them were like some of the hardest working people. I would joke and say, oh, hey, I have to take my pre-workout to train you because you give me a run for my money. But then there are some that are just very ego-driven. They don't want to be weak in public. They don't want you to tell them what to do. They're the boss for a reason. So there's the busy factor, there's an ego factor, and I think it's also part of your personal culture.
I think that when it comes to something that they're necessarily not really great at, they kind of like shy from it too. You know what I'm saying?
Like type A. Like, what would you call each entrepreneur? Kind of type A, kind of.
Am I type A?
Well, you're chill though. This is Miami.
I don't know. What is
Yeah.
Like,
Let's go whatever. What's type A? What's type B?
Yeah,
what is that?
Type A is more like your control freak, super duper like detail oriented. I mean, you could be detail oriented, but more like high strung.
Okay, got you. I think I'm a hybrid basically. Okay.
What's type B?
What's type B?
Opposite.
The opposite of that? More chill, basically,
not
more
type B.
relaxed.
I'm not
No,
type B at
you're
all.
not. No, you're not. That's crazy too.
Well, you can even break it down. Like there's the thing called a DISC assessment, and the type A would be more of your D, like your dominant personality. The DISC all stands for different things, so it's kind of a different way to break it down. Whereas like a C and the S are more stats based and analytical, and they might be attention to detail, but their demeanor isn't like ruling with an iron fist.
And that does have an effect, basically, and I guess an impact when it comes to like your health and your fitness, basically, depending what type of personality type that you are. Miss Cindy, so what are your thoughts on this? As far as why do we?
I can relate, but not from a business perspective. I would probably look at it from being a wife and a mom. We often use our roles as being a wife and mom to say, I can't commit to this fitness journey. And it also has a lot to do with guilt. If I spend too much time working on myself, will that result in me neglecting my wife duties or my duty as a mom? So I think a lot of women specifically struggle with allocating time for themselves. I personally believe that I'm a better mom, and I'm an even better wife because I'm in the gym, if you know what I mean.
Well,
But even though
you don't have to tell me twice.
even though like necessarily you're not really a businesswoman, but like you are a freelancer as well too.
I'm also,
yeah, exactly. So you definitely have parallels as far as with that is concerned. Ron.
All right, so obviously I can speak from personal experience. Last year when I was doing photography, I wasn't taking care of my health. I have a fitness background, but I wasn't taking care of my health. And the start of this year, things started to slow down financially. So the only thing that I could resort to just to get my endorphins going was fitness. And in return, business started picking up better. So, for me personally, it was just like a no-brainer. I have to, take care of my body because you're competing against entrepreneurs and people. I mean, a lot of people don't get it, but the ones that are actually, making money, they get it. They wake up early. They start their day early at 5, meditation, all this stuff matters. And it's just a trifecta once you get it all going, So, once I tapped into it, it was no turning back. So,
Yeah, I think for me, it really became not just like from a physical standpoint, but also from like all aspects of my life too, as far as like, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, and as well as physically too. I am really probably in the best place of my life, not only just for the fitness aspect, but also too, like, like for instance, I think for entrepreneurs, like it's also like an ego thing too, because for me it's like, man, listen, I don't need a trainer. I don't need a healer. I don't need anything else too. But like, I've had like an actual breaking point, like actually like when people like alcoholics, when they drink so much or whatever, and they get to like a rock bottom state and then they pretty much rise up. That happened to me too. I was definitely getting to a point where like every single night, like when I was trying to rest, like I would have like heart palpitations and my heart would literally like almost beat out of my chest. And I'm like, wait a minute, okay, I need to really like sit down and really assess what's going on, because all these type of plans that I want to do, like, first of all, people need to understand this. It's like all these things you want to do, whatever, as far as like entrepreneurship and your goals, whatever, you need to be around here first to like accomplish these things.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's huge.
Yeah. So, you know, it really kind of put me back, and I was like, okay. So that's when, shouts to Charlia. I always mess up her business name. Inea Wellness, there we go. Eric Tembrick, you know, I've definitely gotten these people that I really respect, and I can definitely, you know, I guess trust in their expertise basically to pretty much build me up. So I have a question for you guys. How many years you been in the fitness industry?
20.
20 years. Okay.
Nice.
So was there a, and this is a question for all you guys, we can definitely go around. Was there a breaking point or like a rock bottom for you that you experienced that you had to basically just, you know, take your fitness levels and take your fitness journey grasp and, you know, pretty much get to where you were at today? Can you
Oh
please-
gosh, yeah.
can you
That
please
was
share that story?
that's actually the mission behind why I decided to go online and to reach more people, because I knew if I felt this sort of way, like, oh my God, like I want everybody to feel this powerful and this just awesome, like I got to reach more people. I was feeling really chained in the four walls of a facility because there's only so many people that join that facility, and there's only a certain population of people that want to be helped or see the monetary value pay off in their health. So my point was, when I was working in college sports, I was there 5 years, and I went in otherwise kind of chunky. My first year. But then, you know, I kind of roller coastered because over the years I had done triathlons and jujitsu and all this stuff. And then that year it was just work, work, work. I had to build a department. I had to write the policies. I had to do all these things. So from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. it was work.
Yeah.
And then I got a hold of that, got fit, and then like let it go again. So the rock bottom was like, ooh, I'm training basketball players and I'm running across the gym and I'm like, oh no, my butt just like waved behind me and I feel it still going and I am out of breath. And I got blood work done and I'm like, it scared me like a bad report card. So that's when it was a perfect storm of, I'm scared of what could be if I just keep giving to everybody else. And someone coming in as a new employee saying, I want to compete. And I'm like, yes, buddies.
Yeah.
And I grabbed a buddy and we went. And
Nice.
we competed in our first show. And competing put me back in the trenches. So when I'm up, I was a better coach. When I'm up at 3:30 to get on that stair mill at 4:30 in the morning, and you all are rolling in tired at 6:15, shut up, get on the line, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So my swag came back,
Gotcha.
and my intensity and my desire came back. So that was my rock bottom. Getting to the point was like, oh no, someone called me frumpy and sloppy. We're turning this around, and then it just kind of went from there.
Ron?
I wouldn't say I actually had a breakdown. It was just like a realization of like, I just know that if I took care of my health, that I would feel better. And then, you know, there's an opportunity to make more money because it's like, you know, you feel better, you feel like you can achieve anything, you know? So it was it was also a challenge. You know, most of my clients are in the fitness industry and I'm looking at the successful individuals and I'm like, I think we all know, like, if you can take care of your health, I feel like that's one of the hardest things. You know, we see food, like, what else can you not achieve? Like, food, like, if you can say, hey, look, I'm gonna eat some rice cakes and chicken with no salt or whatever, like, I said, if I can get disciplined on my health, I can do anything.
Yeah.
That was it.
Definitely.
So I was like, let me try this and see what happens. And it's just been wild. I mean, it's been amazing so far. You know,
Most
so I was like,
jacked photographer I've ever met. the camera, you like get like woo.
and that's like another thing too, because like, you know, like a side note, I was like, you know what, I want to like be like you know, most photographers don't. A lot of people don't take care of their health, and then photographers they
But
just pick
mostly
up a
creatives
And I
too,
think
though.
people
Like,
are
yeah.
just attracted to people that are fit. Let's keep it real. Like if I'm like flipping through Instagram and I see you, I'm like, let's see what his photography skills
yeah,
look like.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, because if he's investing in himself, when he takes my photo, he's gonna make sure that I also look just as good too, because it looks like that's what he's into. I'm just looking at it from the surface.
Yeah.
And you're relating to your clientele is athletic.
Yeah, most
so
of my
you're relating
clientele
to
are
that. You know how to
athletic as well.
put
Yeah.
them in positions. Like I would sooner want to be with a photographer that's highly skilled that knows how to make the muscles look a certain way. Because I'm an athlete.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and just getting on that personal level, like image perception's reality. When they look at me, they feel more confident. It's like, hey, this guy's taking care of himself. He takes good pictures. Like it's just full circle. So that was my like realization there as far as taking care of the health. And it's been amazing ever since.
How's your mentality right now?
I mean,
and how did you get to that level, basically, pretty much? Because I mean, I think I feel like everything is like 80% mental and everything, 20% physicality. Honestly, like what do you like? How is your mental right now, as far as like with your entrepreneurship, balancing everything? I should say.
Definitely now I'm starting to make time for myself. Like how you touched on, that's huge, because being an entrepreneur, you could work all the time. I brought my laptop here, like what I mean. It's just always here. So Sundays is my day, and then like scheduling times, like after 10, I'm not going to work anymore, like that's it, because then like after a while you're just not productive, like you said, So that's one thing I'm huge on, and meditation, working out, waking up early. But the biggest thing is just making time for myself, just having a day or a block that, because you can just, sit in front of the computer and edit all day. So
why do you think entrepreneurs and freelancers feel like they have to work harder and not necessarily smarter? Like, what is that?
Because, when you quit your 9 to 5, that meme is you don't quit your 9 to 5 if you're not ready to work 24/7.
Yes.
But that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
If
still
you
have a schedule and an agenda.
Yeah.
If you're not making enough money, then it's on you, like, all right, well, I need to post more. I need to, it's always on us, so, it's just dealing with that balance,
Well, my journey is a little different because I am still working a 9 to 5, and I've never had like a breakdown, or like I've never really hit rock bottom, and then that's what like kind of led me to the gym. I just went to the gym because I just wanted to lose some weight. Like it was really that simple. And what my fitness journey has done has introduced me to the freelancer environment, or it has given me inspirations to become an entrepreneur, because 10 years ago I just wanted to teach. 5 years later, get my certificate, become a principal, and just live this white picket fence life. And after teaching, spending in LA Fitness and also at 24 Hour Fitness, I'm like, wow, there's so much more that I could do outside of the classroom. So what becoming a fitness instructor and adopting a healthier lifestyle has done is given me more options. Like, being a wife, mother, and teacher is great, but you can have it all. I can still keep my 9 to 5. I can still do a little freelancing. I can still be the best mom, wife. One doesn't have to suffer for the other. So that's how I look at it.
How important is it for like support to have like your support? Like how important is support with
your spouse has to support you. Has to support you, because I have heard a number of stories of women not being able to go get a 30-minute workout. Like
that makes me irate. I'm sorry.
And they're home.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything, and they're like, "Who's gonna watch the kids?" And I'm like, "You don't have a sitter?" Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. So when you don't have that support, it does make it harder. I can come here, be a guest on a podcast show, work at the gym twice a week. I also work out with students after school because I have a support system. So I do feel sorry for a lot of women that don't have it. But then we do have some that do, and they just don't want to inconvenience their significant other. And
there's that guilt you talked about.
That mom guilt. Yeah. When I feel it, I shake it off real quick.
Yeah.
But with the rise of the internet, you don't have an excuse when you could literally Google, YouTube, whatever, get some free workout and do it in your house.
You can do it at home.
At-home workouts are becoming so popular. And
Yeah.
one time somebody said, "Oh, I can't afford XYZ," and I was like, "Well, you could go on YouTube." Oh, I'm just too lazy.
And that's laziness right there, pretty much.
It's free.
And that's really the problem. They're just too
You
lazy.
blamed money.
Yeah.
Now you're saying you're lazy. Like,
But what does laziness derive from?
people.
Sometimes it's fear.
Yes.
Okay, fear. What else?
People don't like discomfort.
Why?
I think it's human
Why?
nature
Biggest thing.
because I don't know. Everybody nowadays goes back to the caveman days of like how, we were hunters and gatherers and how smart you have to be now, like when you die. Now we got to hunt in packs. And like people like that social aspect of it because it's less embarrassing if you're in a class, unless you're uncoordinated and you fall on your face. But I feel like people are too afraid to stand alone. And
Yes.
I'm pull my Gary Vee moment right now, but F what people think. Social media has made it so now we have this obligation, ironically, now that we're on Facebook and Instagram Live, but we have this obligation to tell everybody everything that we're doing, yet we have to fear judgment. So if you're
It's
not
a big
active-
contradiction.
It totally is. And then it's like,
It's a big contradiction.
when you let go of that and you stop caring who's watching and you live your authentic self, then it's like, oh, woohoo. Like the light bulb goes off, but so many people haven't turned that corner. It's insecurity, and I think the way our world works, and it started, when I was reading like 17 magazine back in the day.
Yeah.
We just care too much about
What
this
people
standard,
think.
this ideal that we don't fit, but we got to be this. And then there's people rebelling, and then you have another tangent. Very, very large, unhealthy people glorifying that and twerking that and doing all these things. But the bottom line is, it's not about your fat; it's about
Your health.
Health.
Yes.
I don't
agree.
care if you got junk in the trunk and you want
I
to
don't
shake
care.
it, but you're basically telling other people it's okay. Go go ahead and go eat whatever. It's okay. That it's different when it affects, like you said, your children, your family, because you're not going to be around. I'd rather have family that was around for experiences than any material thing you could buy me on Christmas that you fight people at Walmart for.
For sure.
If you wanted to invest in your health, I'd rather have you here and have you well than have, I don't even know.
And that's a big problem in the Black community.
Yeah.
As a Black
Yes.
woman. Like I was 270 when I first started working out, and I dropped like 70 pounds, and everyone started complaining, "You're too small." And I'm like, wait a minute.
So it's the reverse guilt.
Yeah, it's like when I was 270, I was too big. Now that I've lost this weight, I'm too small. Like we were just talking before we started, I gained like 20 pounds. Everyone's like, "Oh, you look good," but I'm like, no, I gained 20 pounds. Like you guys are not getting it.
Forget about whatever.
Forget about what it looks like. I know where I want to be. I know
how you wanna feel.
health-wise.
Yeah.
I would feel better. I would look better if I would be a little slimmer. But in the Black community, you're glorified for having this big,
Curves and hips
and most of the time it's not healthy. You can be curvy and be in shape, but in most cases, they're not. So they'll come to the gym, they'll come to spin class and say, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to lose too much weight. Well,
they always.
Yeah. No,
I don't know how to help you in that aspect. It's either you want to do it or you don't.
I'm laughing
So-
because it's like if it was that easy to lose weight, then why is the other half struggling
Yeah,
and having a hard
absolutely.
time with it?
But I mean, the culture does not, they say lose weight, and when you do, they chastise you for losing weight. It's crazy. It's like,
So if you tie in culture with entrepreneurs, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Okay. I talked about What's your intake on that?
I don't know. You just brought up a great point just by bringing culture into it. But I've never actually looked at entrepreneurs from a cultural perspective. I just grouped all entrepreneurs as you could be type A, you could be ego-driven, you could be super family-oriented. Entrepreneurs are pretty much go-getters, right? You have a goal and a vision to not do the 9 to 5 and make somebody else's dream come true, and you want to make your dream come true.
Yeah.
But I never thought to split that into culture.
well,
And how that affects your business.
Yeah.
When I think about culture and entrepreneurship, like right now, I'm in the beginning stages of creating a fitness apparel line. So I'm doing research on who should I target. Of course, I would like to target women that look like me, but I don't want to sell this idea that it's okay to. I would like to target curvy women, but I don't want to target curvy women that don't work out. I don't want to target curvy women that just want to wear a fitness clothes because it's cute. I'm targeting women that want to see a transformation in 6 months to a year. So that's a little bit of a struggle because I know the ones that I'm not trying to attract will come. And
And that'll shape your brand differently than you envisioned.
than what I envision. Like this is really a fitness apparel line for those that go to the gym, and they may be healthy, but they also may weigh 210
Yeah.
and not 170. So that's like a difficult niche that I'm trying to like target, because they exist, but they're not the majority. It's either you have the extremely healthy individuals or the ones that are not. And
So it's
there
either
is
like-
a middle. There's an audience there that, you know, goes to the gym 5-6 days a week, but they'll have a cheesecake or they'll have a drink on Friday. That's me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to attract those people that are like trying to balance both spectrums.
Speaking of people, let's just shift gears real quick. So, Ron, when it comes to your entrepreneurial journey and your fitness journey, how important is your circle and the people that you circle, that you,
Yeah, for
that
sure.
you surround yourself
That's
with?
a really good question.
Yeah. How important is your circle basically to surround yourself, especially with the entrepreneur/fitness journey that you're on right now?
Absolutely. You know, the circle's life or death. I always say that because whoever you're around, you're gonna either one or two things are gonna happen. You're gonna be like them, or they're gonna become like you. So when you're on that journey of entrepreneurship, finding those people that are close to you that do the same things is important. So for me, you know, I'm starting to work out now. I'm taking care of my health, and I would like to say I'm somewhat successful. So those people that are around me are emulating and doing the same thing. So they're like, well, hey, if this guy's taking care of his health and he's have a successful business, then I need to do the same thing. So keeping those people close, you know what I mean, working out, just like, you know, with Eric and doing the workouts with him, you know, is really important.
I think it's really, really important too when it comes to like, you know, accountability as well too. Like, you know, just having that like that support and just knowing that you'll have, you know, like that backbone from some people, especially when like you work 12, 13, 14 hours a day. And it's just like, I think one of the main things, especially when it comes to people who are really, really busy, really, really very, very involved in other things, is it's very, very simple too. This whole thing I've started, I haven't started it, but I've started within my crew, this whole check-in thing that I do. I think that's so important because it removes the excuses that, hey, listen, you know what? I've worked 14, 15 hours. I've gotten to the gym. I've taken care of my health. I've had my healer come through, this and that. That does not mean that you cannot do that as well. How important is your circle, like your circle when it comes to like support and like, you know, with your entrepreneur fitness journey?
Oh my God, it's life-saving because I've got so many high-level things that I'm trying to do, and I was at a point before where I was holding it down, and then someone came into my life. Thank God they're gone, and they thought you had to be one way. You couldn't do all this. So wait, I can't have somebody in the bodybuilding realm that's gonna hold me accountable to be high level in fitness and teach me things that I don't yet know even after 20 years.
Yeah.
I needed someone when I was making that transition to be that stable business force to remind me, okay, this is how you generate revenue. Stop freaking out over the emotional. Take the emotional out.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board.
Got it.
Had to have someone as a mentor to say, okay, this is what's on the forefront and the cutting edge of your profession. So like I look at different places and I look at how much money I've spent and how much time I've spent trying to build that circle, and I keep adding to it because there's so many. I've a friend, close friend, mental professionals, kind of more sports psych, but like life, like why do you say that about yourself? Sometimes you need people to say that to yourself.
Yeah.
To you, like why would you say something negative about yourself? You have to be your own best friend. So that circle's huge. And it's people that genuinely care.
Yeah, I think it's also a balance too with, you know, the support of the people which you have, and also having the confidence within yourself that you know you need to do it on your own. So it's like you can't really, like, you can rely on people, but you shouldn't really rely on people at the end of the day, because for you to do the work, it's all on you at, you know. Right.
Internal motivation,
Yes,
intrinsic
yeah.
versus external.
Yeah.
But the external pushes you when you're on the fence.
Okay. Got it.
I think that for me,
Yeah.
it gave me the swift kick to say, yeah, right.
So, Cindy, when it comes to, you know, like your motivation in your circle, like, you know, like your husband and like your kids, like, you know, how important is that to you with your fitness journey?
It's important to me, but I think back to your other question about your circle, my circle has changed.
Okay.
Like 360.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
high school friends from college that I would be on the phone with, and we would just be talking about bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And now that I get up and I'm going to the gym 5 in the morning, I'm teaching, then I'm teaching at 24 Hour Fitness, my conversation is different. And because I can't relate to the griping sessions anymore, because I don't have anything to gripe about. I left it on the treadmill. I left it on the spin bike. Those conversations have pretty much ceased. So what I've found is that I'm now conversating with people that I met in the gym. People that also have goals and want something bigger, if that makes sense.
Bigger than themselves.
Big
Got it.
time. Now, my marriage has changed because I have to kind of like reassure him that I'm still here, even though I'm not physically always here. Or someone wants to interview me. Someone wants to hire me to do like a private spin party.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, especially with men,
boy,
they
here
sometimes get a
Here
little
we
like,
go.
they become a little insecure, like, wait, this isn't the same chick I married 10 years ago, and I don't want her to forget about, her foundation. So I have to kind of play this, I gotta rub his ego sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm doing this, but I'm still, the same old girl you married 2 years ago. Those type of things I have to kind of do with people. It's like reassure them that they still are a part of my life, even though what I do on a day-to-day basis has changed. But my circle has definitely changed. Like, I don't have time to sit on the phone and gripe or do anything. I'm always thinking of what I could do to expand my brand, make more money,
Yeah.
and leave a legacy for my kids. That's what's like huge for me now.
Yeah, and then once you really like put yourself first, you actually, negate and like leave all of the negativity from the circle that you used to have, basically.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have met some amazing people in the gym. Like, I've met and I have networked with people.
It's like-minded mentalities at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like, I've met curators, people that work in government, individuals that say, hey, I can help you improve your Instagram page. Like, I met Marvel. Like, I just met so many individuals in the gym, and I always tell my single friends, I'm like, girl, you want to meet a man? Go to the gym. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just feel like going to the gym.
You want to meet a business partner? Go to
Go
the
to the gym. Like, that's
like,
the most productive
Yeah.
people are
It's that discipline.
in the gym. Like, people
Yes.
that are focused and they want to build something or do something, they're in the gym, because who the hell wants to go to the gym in the middle of the day or 5 o'clock in the morning? Like, to meet someone Monday through Friday, and they're there every day working out 5 that says a lot about that individual. I want to meet that person.
iron sharpens iron at the end of the
Yeah.
day. That's what it is, you know? So it's been amazing, by the way. Gotta have some closing thoughts, because the sponsors have us shutting down for a lot sooner than later. But, to wrap up, you have any closing thoughts as far as just advice for people who want to, either freelancers, whoever they are, freelancers, entrepreneurs, any type of closing thoughts or any type of advice you have for them to really nut up and be like, hey, you need to do this?
I think I'm going to close this with the beginning of the presentation
Got it.
at CIC.
Got it.
Figuring out the why. Because when I am consulting with people and they tell me I want to lose 50 pounds, I ask why about 6 times. And eventually at the end of that trail, there's something deeper rooted that is going to tap into the soul as to why you should keep going and why you should not fall off when I only lost 4 pounds this week and nothing's ever good enough for you.
Yeah, true.
So the why is, as a mom and as a budding business owner, your why is you see a future and you want to continue to see that
Definitely.
future and be a good example and influence. Because your clothing line and the brand and the message you send through that line is going to positively influence other women, as well as your family seeing how you live.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, cool. Ron?
I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit because, it all stems down to knowing your why, figuring out what you want behind that, and then patience, because a lot of people are trying to speed through the process. But once you get your why and your purpose and you have patience, then, you should be on track and that's the advice I would give. You know.
Cindy?
I would close off by stating that you can have it all. I think so many of us believe that, hey, in order to have this, I must give up this. And I'm a firm believer that I can have any and everything that I put my mind to. So, shout out to all the moms, the fit moms, hashtag, you can have it all. You can still be the best mom, the best wife, the best anything, and take care of yourself, because you can't take care of everyone else if you don't invest in yourself. So yeah, that's how I'll close it off.
So true.
I think when it comes to being an entrepreneur and being a person who, like me, myself, who owns multiple businesses, like I said before, like for me not to be taking care of my health, for me not to be really owning it, I will not be here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be not here pretty much a lot sooner than later, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I forgot, I think Ty Lopez said this, is that there's this guy, he's like multi-billionaire, and he probably is worth like maybe like $50 billion, but he's 500 pounds in the bed, and he can't do nothing with that. No, but so listen. So like,
that's serious.
with that right there is like, obviously like he made all that money, but then at the end of the day, like, how can you even enjoy that? How can you even enjoy it with your friends, with your circle, when you're just basically a blob?
Chilling with a very expensive large bed and a very expensive large house that you can't walk to the front door.
So it's like, for me, it's like, hey, yes, you can definitely have it all. Can't have it all at once. That's how I feel. But you can definitely have it all. And if you just pretty much just strive
Because you're not
for...
a Leo.
Say what?
Because you're not a Leo.
Leo's
And that, my friends, wraps up the
I'm
episode. And see you next time.
Leo's
Dueling horoscope.
It's been 3 days. It's been 3 days and y'all can't help yourselves, man. Relax.
3 days into the
Gemini
sign.
season is over, so I have no leg to stand on right now.
Oh, Cindy.
But those Leos, man, they're rough.
I love you, but I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like you. But yeah, listen, we already know what time it is. And if you need to pretty much just take care of your health or whatever, obviously maybe even dial back from your businesses, take care of your health first, and everything will pretty much go a long way, and everything will just pretty much proceed itself. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for the
Thank you.
insight.
This was
and,
awesome.
Thank you very
Great
much.
discussion.
Yes. It's the lab.